While some celebrities are very much in Prince Harry's corner, there are some public figures who simply cannot stand the royal. In fact, Harry's biggest critics are the usual motley crew of conservative news regulars, outspoken celebrities, and royal family connections happy to milk their connection for every cent. During the peak of the Britpop era, Noel Gallagher was deemed by many to be the voice of his generation. Even if you weren't a fan of Oasis's indie rock, you could always appreciate a snappy one-liner from their guitarist. But a quarter of a century on, and the older Gallagher brother is in danger of sounding like the kind of dinosaur he used to rally against. In a 2021 interview with The Sun, the High Flying Birds frontman said, "But Prince Harry is coming across like a typical woke snowflake. Just don't be dissing your family because there's no need for it." And referencing his own sibling rivalry with Liam Gallagher, Noel even admitted to sympathizing with Prince William, remarking, "He's got a younger brother shooting his mouth off with that is just so unnecessary. I'd like to think I was always the William." Noel also took aim at Meghan Markle, adding, "This is what happens when you get involved with Americans, as simple as that." Prince Harry certainly put the cat among the pigeons when he discussed one of America's most sacred constitutional rights during his 2021 appearance on the Armchair Expert podcast. The prince said, "I don't want to start sort of going down the First Amendment route because that's a huge subject and one in which I don't understand because I've only been here a short period of time. But you can find a loophole in anything, and you can capitalize or exploit what's not said rather than uphold what is said." Several famous faces took aim at the Duke of Sussex for his apparent disrespect towards the United States. No stranger to giving her opinion, Meghan McCain was one of the most vocal detractors and tweeted, "We fought a war in 1776, so we don't have to care what you say or think. That being said, you have chosen to seek refuge from your homeland here and thrive because all of what our country has to offer, and one of the biggest things is the First Amendment. Show some utter respect." Prince Harry's comments on Armchair Expert about the First Amendment also got another Fox News regular up in arms. In response, Sean Hannity described the Duke as England's royal pain in the ass. After claiming that Prince William's younger brother needs an education, the conservative commentator addressed the royal directly, saying, "Harry, we really don't need you coming from England to give us lectures on the First Amendment. Understand this is the same First Amendment that allowed you and your wife to trash your own family in the Oprah Winfrey interview. You and Meghan were allowed to accuse your family of racism. But proving that there is a heart buried deep down there somewhere, the one-time Donald Trump advisor then appeared to express some sense of concern for Harry, adding, "In a way, I kind of feel sorry for you because you seem torn between your new bride and your family back in England." One could argue Piers Morgan's enduring vendetta against Meghan Markle, which appears to stem solely from the time she apparently ghosted him after one drink together, tanked his gig on Good Morning Britain. But when he's not issuing diatribes against the Suits star, the former CNN host can be found spouting off against her husband.
They trash everybody.
In the space of just 1 month in 2021, Morgan went on Hannity and claimed that the royal only criticized the First Amendment because he doesn't want to be held accountable by the press, tweeted that Harry's a hypocrite who makes money off his public family drama, and offered his support to Noel Gallagher's anti-Harry tirade. Of course, Morgan had plenty of time to weigh in on the Sussexes. He walked away from his hosting gig on Good Morning Britain live on air after being challenged by a fellow presenter on his constant harassment of Markle. It's easy to forget that Prince Harry was capable of ending up in headlines long before he married Meghan Markle. There was the incredibly misjudged Nazi fancy dress costume, for example. But it was the royals' military service that caused Morrissey to speak out. Speaking to News in 2016, Morrissey was asked whether he ever regretted previous derogatory comments he'd made about the royal family. He replied, "I don't know anyone who likes the Boyle family. Monarchy represents an unequal and inequitable social system. There is no such thing as a royal person. You either buy into the silliness or else you are intelligent enough to realize that it is all human greed and arrogance." The often problematic ex-frontman of the Smiths then took aim at one royal in particular and said, "Harry killed 34 people in Afghanistan, and the UK press called him a hero. If he ate 34 poor people in Haiti, the UK press would still call him a hero. It is insufferable." Born into a showbiz dynasty, Lawrence Fox was once a half-respectable actor, best known for playing sidekick D.S. James Hathaway in the detective drama series Lewis. But in recent times, he has become more renowned for his apparent quest to rid the world of wokeness. and the royal family's most high-profile couple have often been the subject of his tirades. Following the pair's interview with Oprah Winfrey, Fox wrote on Twitter, "Her Majesty should take the titles away from these greedy, hypocritical, freeloading, narcissistic brats. They are the exact thing they accuse everyone else of." Following the premiere of Prince Harry's mental health documentary series, The Me You Can't See, in 2021, former royal butler Paul Burrell unsurprisingly popped up to give his opinion. He told Closer he was disappointed that Harry had once again aired his dirty laundry in public. "Doing what he's doing is only going to cause him so much more pain. I don't recognize him now. He's almost become the center of his own world. He's hurting his family and saying things that I think he'll regret." And Burrell believes that the royal is only opening up in such a manner because of his wife. Meghan has encouraged him to get therapy and change his way of thinking, but I think he'll be left broken when this all stops and he realizes what he's done.
I suppose Meghan wasn't ready for it. I did say at the time, I don't think she understands what she's getting into.
Former Top Gear host Jeremy Clarkson has never been the most sensitive of souls. The TV personality has built a career on offending pretty much every minority group, after all. So it was of little surprise that he didn't think much of Prince Harry bearing his soul on his Apple TV Plus docuseries in 2021. Clarkson wrote in his regular The Times column, "This man is an army officer, so he should know better than to make a program in which he waxes lyrical about the awfulness of his upbringing." Megyn Kelly's talk show was famously cut from NBC in 2018 after appearing to issue a defense of blackface. So she's probably not the ideal person to offer a nuanced take on the allegations of racism that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made during their chat with Oprah Winfrey in 2021. Of course, that didn't stop the former Fox News correspondent from giving her 2 cents on Twitter. Kelly tweeted, "Harry refuses to say who in his family was concerned about the color his kid's skin would be. So they've basically thrown the entire royal family under the bus. Have you ever seen such privileged people wallowing in their own perceived victimhood like this?" While appearing on Real Time with Bill Maher in 2021, Osborne dismissed the claims of racism that Meghan Markle made during her and Prince Harry's interview with Oprah Winfrey. Osborne, who left the daytime chat show The Talk in a racism row, added, "So he sits there and says daddy cut him off and he's not on the wages anymore and he was boo-hooing about it. You can't feel empathy for that. Because you're a healthy, bright, educated young man. You can do whatever you want to do. Your life is your own." Conservative commentator Candace Owens has never been one to mince her words. The Daily Wire regular has been fiercely critical of everything from the Black Lives Matter movement to the COVID-19 vaccine. So it wasn't unexpected when she delivered one of the most scathing responses to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's talk with Oprah Winfrey. After putting forward the theory that the Duke of Sussex was in an emotionally abusive relationship, Owens tweeted, "Meghan Markle is less than 25% black. Her son is less than 12% black. Her and Harry implying that everything that happened to them is because of her blackness is a sickening level of scapegoating. What Harry is doing to his family, who cannot respond, is unforgivable." She also got a dig in at Harry following the premiere of his Apple TV Plus venture, The Me You Can't See. Referring to the mental health documentary series, Owens tweeted, "It's been 3 days since Prince Harry has offered another exclusive interview regarding how much he and Meghan hate his family. Can somebody check on them?" It wasn't just Americans who took umbrage with Prince Harry's remarks regarding the First Amendment. Keisha Shante, host of Entertainment Tonight Canada, also joined the likes of Meghan McCain and Sean Hannity by attacking the prince for commenting on an issue that he fully admitted he knew little about. The presenter, who resides in the United States, told ET Canada viewers, "You have to respect the laws and Constitution. I think it is strange to be upset over paparazzi given the very public life that he has lived in the UK his whole life. It is strange to me because you have this life and you chose to move to LA. I live in LA. This town is completely insane and it is a beast when it comes to paparazzi and a beast when it comes to the press." Shante then offered some advice for the Duke of Sussex and said, "To just say you don't understand and then speak on it when it is meant to be about basic freedoms, I would rather just say you don't understand it and wait until you do before you comment."
He seems to not be letting it go.
One of the most eye-roll-worthy responses to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah Winfrey came from Charlie Kirk, the political commentator who co-founded conservative organization Turning Point USA while still in his teens, took aim at both parties on his podcast. Kirk told his listeners, "We know Prince Harry is a metrosexual beta male and really is lacking in almost all testosterone." After a clip of this tirade went viral, those outside his fan base were keen to call out his remarks. Best known as the frontman of cult punk duo Sleaford Mods, Jason Williamson went the extra mile when it came to showing his dislike of Prince Harry by writing a scathing open letter that was published in Britain's most left-wing newspaper. Williamson was of course described by Pitchfork as one of the most sharp and funny chroniclers of his country's widespread slump into disillusionment. Williamson chose to vent after learning that Prince Harry was due to visit his Nottingham hometown alongside Meghan Markle. As the BBC reported, for their first joint official engagement, the pair headed to the city to witness various charity initiatives in action. But it seems fair to say that Williamson wasn't feeling particularly charitable in his response. The outspoken frontman described Harry's engagement to Meghan in The Guardian as over-publicized and also brought up the murderous tendencies of his ancestors. He concluded, "We are the apologists, the never-ending apologists, who will gush at Harry's perceived interest in the youth program he is currently involved with in the St. Anne's area. He doesn't give a toss about those people. This only serves to strengthen his family's position as relevant and merciful. Go home, Rambo. Nottingham doesn't need you." It's safe to say that Williamson isn't a fan of Prince Harry. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about the royal family are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.